Everyone has students who just do not want to participate in what we're doing. So I'm going to share with you today 7 tips to help you get your students to participate more in math class. First tip is to ask questions. Everybody has an off day sometimes, but there might be something else going on as to why your students don't want to participate. Maybe they're having a bad day. Maybe they don't feel confident in what's going on. Maybe they're just not interested in the task and you can work with them on that. Maybe there is something that they are really into. Maybe they are really into Pokemon or really into soccer, and then you can incorporate that into your next task. Just get to talk with them a little bit, get to know them, and see if maybe that might be able to help get to the root of what's going on. And sometimes you might find that it's a bit of a mindset issue where they feel like, oh, it's too hard. I can't do this. I can't do that. And in that case, they might just need a little bit of support or some successes to build up their confidence to be able to engage in a problem-solving task. The next tip is to give them a job. Maybe they are the official note taker for the boards and it's their job to record the strategies of other kids in the class or find the strategies of other kids in the class. Maybe it's some other job that you might have them do so that they can feel a part of the class, but also know that there's something that they're supposed to be doing and that you're going to be checking in on them to see if they've done that job for that more immediate feedback. So give them a job. I'm recording this in December. We made gingerbread houses today. So when in doubt, theme it out. So I have my gingerbread leggings on today. Maybe we just need a little bit of a refresh, a little bit of a theme. Giving something a theme can take it from a run-of-the-mill task into a fun task, incorporating things that are going on in the world, things that they're seeing a lot. You know, right now 'tis the season, so add a little bit of a theme to make a difference in your problem solving and get a little extra buy-in from your students. My next tip is get into character. Not saying that you have to walk into your classroom with a cape, but if you did walk in with a cape and present your task this way, what do you think your students' reactions would be? There might be a little bit of, ooh, what's going on? But it might just give them a little extra pep, a little extra boost that they need to get into whatever task you're doing. Next tip, get social. Kids love to talk to each other. Now, not every kid, some kids like to be on their own, but more often than not, kids like to be talking to each other. So really lean into that. Even tasks that you might not think would be a partner activity, if they work well together, let it be a partner activity. I can't tell you how many activities I envisioned as an individual activity, and my kids were like, oh, please, can it be a partner activity? And we had a discussion about if it is a partner activity, you still need to make sure you're getting your work done. We had an understanding about what that meant, what the behavior expectations were for working with a partner. As long as we're getting it done and learning, I'm happy. You do it by yourself, do it with a partner. Makes no difference to me, especially because a lot of times and in a lot of cultures, the way that we learn is through talking, through engaging. We talk things out to understand. So the more opportunities kids have to talk and like meaningful conversations about their learning and about what they're doing can really help them understand difficult concepts that you're working on. Next tip, if kids are really in a rut, it might be a good time to revisit non-curricular tasks. Pull out a task that doesn't have anything to do with the curriculum. Pull out a STEM task where they're building things, doing something with their hands. Pull something out of the box. It will not be a waste of time if it can get kids back into the routine of problem solving, working with partners, being fully engaged in an activity. It will not be a waste of your time in the long run. So I would suggest try revisiting non-curricular tasks. And my last tip is to encourage mistakes. A lot of times we can get held back because of the fear of making a mistake, but mistakes help our brains grow. So I don't know if I would recommend this, but this one time, I gave my kids a task. They had 27 cubes, 3 of each color, and they needed to build a bigger cube and each face had to have 1 of each color, so they couldn't repeat colors. in my mind, I was like, that'll be a fun task. Like, kids like to build, it's hands-on, they can do it. And when I was looking it up, I was teaching kindergarten at the time, looked it up. Apparently, that task was for 11 to 16-year-olds. That was my mistake. And what ended up happening was none of us, when I say us, I mean the kids, none of the kids were able to figure out that problem. But that was probably one of the highest engagement tasks that my kids ever did. The whole time they were working, the whole time they asked to keep trying, they asked to do it again, they asked to put those cubes in a center during math time to do it later. So even though they weren't able to solve the task, that feeling of, well, it wasn't just me who didn't solve it, all of us didn't solve it, but we kept trying, that group perseverance really helped the culture, the classroom culture and community of persevering through difficult things. So I don't know if I would recommend that strategy, but it did work for me. So that is my last tip. Make sure that the kids know that mistakes help our brains grow, and mistakes are something that isn't to be feared. It is something to learn from. I hope those tips helped, and I will see you next time.